Josh,
Davey,
before we get started with this video,
just trying to contribute, man.
you want to contribute? Stop contributing to my insanity. Enough of this J. Spud, Martin Steenstein crap that you've been doing for a couple of months now. Enough! It's stupid, it's played out, nobody's buying it!
I don't know what everyone's complaining about. Look at it. He's from New York. I'm from California, living in Nevada. How can I go all the way to New York to post these things? And why would I do that?
Because you think something's funny and you run it into the ground. He's not from New York because there's no such thing as hillbillies from New York. That doesn't exist. Jewish hillbillies from New York. You're not doing a good job convincing us it's not you.
Here's how I'm going to prove it. I called up J. Spud. Yes, I have his number. And for some reason, it's a Georgia area code. Huh. He says he's from New York. Guy's already a liar, but at least he's going to prove me right on this. J. Spud, what's going on there, buddy?
Oh, it's awful out here. I mean, it's so, the air is just too clean. It's like over there. I hear it looks like the apocalypse over there or something with all the smoke in the air. Oh, I would die.
Ah! See? Now, can you tell him that you're not me?
Well, clearly I'm not you. I mean, we don't even sound the same. I mean, yeah, we got the same first names, but, you know, you're out there, California. I'm over here. You look like you're part Mexican or something, you know. And I'm a Jewish cowboy. I'm a redneck from, you know. It's kind of tough being a redneck, you know, when you're Jewish. They really beat you down a lot because you're afraid of horses and sheep and cats and birds. Really afraid of birds. Just get really close to you. Not to mention, I mean, I'm looking at you right now, and you look big. You know, you look a little big, like, you know, Rubel. You know, don't want to sound too insulting, but you know, you California guys, you're pretty big out there. You eat a lot of food. You know, you're in the sunshine. Not these days anymore.
Okay, buddy. That's a little insulting.
Kind of worrying me. Are you gonna die soon?
You gonna let him talk to you that way?
Well, I don't mean to be insulting. I'm really afraid of you, even though you can't really physically hurt me. My mother used to get mad at me because I would flinch at butterflies. But you know what? At least I'm rubber and you're glue, you know?
Oh, you're up yours too.
But you know what? Your brother's right. You're Meshuggah. You know that? Really Meshuggah.
You guys are the reasons we don't have Josta anymore.
Well, you shouldn't. You shouldn't have that. I don't even know what that is. Is it some kind of drug? I don't do drugs. I tried coffee one time. Everyone thought I was in heroin. The police beat me mercilessly. They called me Ginger Snaps.
Stop yelling at me.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to go off. You know, I just get nervous about these interviews, especially when people don't believe me for who I am. Your brother's really mean like that. But you know what? You're okay. You're okay. Like, you know, friends. I like to kind of hang out because I'm pretty sure you'd write on me in my sleep. Last time that happened, somebody wrote "Return to Sender" and put me in the hospital.
Yeah. I forgive you too, man. I mean, we're just two guys named Josh. You're Spud. I'm Go-Go.
You know why they call me Spuds? Yeah, neither do I. I always thought it was because my mama said I was their sweet little Latka. Turns out she doesn't like me all that much.
So, I think apologies are in order, big guy.
How did you do any of that? Doesn't make sense! Why was I there? What happened? Do you like fun and adventure? Then sit back and enjoy the Brothers Not Lovers as they discuss all things movies. What's overrated or underrated? What makes you go really? Or how dare you? Or even just simply how funny this movie can be. You have the insightful, intuitive Davey, who is awesome. And you have the film bestie, Josh. He's there. Hi, I'm Davey, and I'm awesome. This is Josh, the film bestie.
The only film bestie.
Sure.
You know it's true.
And this is Really? Where we talk about things in a movie that made us go, really? I'll go ahead and start us off. The first really is from the Disney classic Beauty and the Beast, the animated one. Or as I called it, the good one. So you remember in this movie...
Dude, I feel like we've done this before.
Shut up. So you remember in this movie, in the very beginning, it's telling the story of how the boy became a beast. How an old haggardly lady came and knocked on his door, said that she needed shelter, and he was repulsed, frightened by her, so he turned her away. And because of this, she became a beautiful enchantress and cursed him and everybody in the household. That everybody else in the household would become inanimate objects like candlesticks and clocks, and he would be a beast.
Are you talking about Suicide Squad?
A beast who would remain a beast until he could mate a woman that would love him for who he was on the inside. But if he cannot do this by the time that the last petal of a rose fell on his 21st birthday, he would remain a beast forever, right?
That sounds about right.
Okay. His 21st birthday.
Yeah, I get it, dude.
Keep that in mind.
Thinking about it.
Because later, Belle's...
Hold on. Let me get the thought back. Linnea quickly just stepped in my head. Alright, we're back on...
Later, Belle's in the castle. She's a little hungry. They're serving her. They're happy to do so. So much so that they have to sing about it because they have a guest. They sing Be Our Guest. In the song Be Our Guest, the candle, Lumiere, says, 10 years we've been rusty, needing so much more than dusty.
10?
10 years.
And he's 21.
Yes, which means he would have been how old when he was cursed?
Huh? Oh, right, back to this.
Time's up. She cursed an 11-year-old kid. 11. The answer's 11.
I'm getting there. I don't have a calculator. I'm not a human calculator. God.
11.
11.
He was 11 years old when she cursed him and made him a beast. But think about how messed up that is. Because he was repulsed and scared of her, he was 11 years old and she looked like an old haggardly witch. Of course he's afraid of her. I'd be more afraid of an 11-year-old who wouldn't have been afraid of that.
Oh, first time I met my great aunt, I was repulsed by her. I was 13.
But seriously, you cursed an 11-year-old kid for being shallow. He was 11 years old. Of course he's shallow. He's 11!
Man, that witch was a real bitch.
Seriously was. That's horrible. They made it seem like she did the right thing, teaching him a lesson. He was 11.
Well, you know, those European fairy tales were pretty messed up.
Fair enough, but the moment I realized this, after years of growing up and being like, yeah, you turned him into a beast because he's shallow, I then realized 10 years ago, from him being 21 years old, he was 11. No, almost 21. That means he was almost 11. He was still 10. Of course, he didn't want to let you in. And honestly, that was a good thing. Because he was a prince who knows where the king and queen were, and they never apparently showed back up. They must have either been dead or abandoned him. So, yeah, naturally, not only is he not going to let strangers come and stay the night, but a stranger who's an old haggardly witch. He kind of did the right thing there, and you punished him for it. Really?
Really? For our next really, I'm going to talk about a movie that's been bugging me for a long time. And that's Showgirls. No. No. I meant Titanic.
That's fine. Showgirls has been bugging me for a long time. Mainly because of
You
you.
know you like it.
No, I don't.
Alright, Titanic.
What about
We
Titanic?
all talked about the door
Yeah, we talked about that.
That's fine. And I get a lot of people get a little miffed that she tossed the heart of the ocean into the ocean. Granted, she could have done a lot of good with that thing, that a woman's heart is an ocean's secret. The human heart is an ocean's secrets, okay? Stop patting yourselves on the back. Anyway, enough of that. One thing that's been bugging me for years, they knew each other for a couple of days. Then they got it on in the back of a car, which by standards at that time would have made her a total tramp. But we're going to forget that because it was love. But Jack dies at the end, right?
Yeah.
Spoiler.
They've had time to see it.
Yeah, trust me, that doesn't stop him from whining. But Jack dies at the end, and Rose goes on. She has an adventurous life. Horseback riding. I think there was a picture of her getting ready to fly a plane.
Yeah.
Basically a little Amelia Earhart.
Yeah.
She also got married. She had kids. She had grandkids and a great-grandkid.
Yeah.
Her granddaughter and her great-granddaughter accompany her on the ship.
Right.
She dies on the ship. Who does she meet in heaven? And where is her heaven? Her heaven is on the lobby of the ship of death. I'm sorry, but that would not be my idea of heaven.
I don't know about that, because it was like a luxury cruise liner. It was supposed to be very, very wonderful for that day.
Don't poke holes in my logic, bro. But she meets Jack. Jack. She knew him for 2 days. Where was her husband? The guy she devoted her life to. Was he really playing second fiddle in the afterlife to Jack? Jack was probably up in heaven getting all kinds of tail from one-legged prostitutes with gorgeous hands. And what was he doing? He was on Earth, getting it with Rose. If I were him, I would have shown up to heaven being like, Rose? Rose? What the hell is this? Oh, this is horse crap. Glad I cheated on you with that school marm.
No, that's true. That is very messed up. Because, yeah, they were together for, I think she said, over 30 years.
Oh my god.
Again, so he married her, which meant, in those times, marrying a woman meant you were taking care of her. But let's face it, it was the old times. It wasn't like they got married and she went on and had a wonderful career. No,
the feminist movement was hardly even in existence back then.
Right.
If at all.
Right, because you gotta remember, Titanic happened in 1912? Yeah, 1912. So by the time she got married, yes, she would have devoted herself to the house and the kids and all that, but he supported her, gave her children, which had grandchildren and great-grandchildren. I'm sure they had many adventures together as husband and wife, and yeah, I could imagine him sitting there going like, oh, my true love has finally died and come to heaven to meet me, and wait a second, your true love was the guy you had a 2-day fling with?
Tramp.
Can't imagine how disappointed I would be if it was me, devoting all these years with my wife, only for, in the afterlife, some guy she had a little fling with to get all the benefits.
Seriously, people get married, they expect to see each other in heaven. If I were married to Kate Winslet for 30 years, I would not want her in another guy's arms in heaven. Who wants to be depressed in heaven?
Well, by your logic, he's got the school marm. So there you have it. Don't curse 11-year-old children. For God's sakes. Go to your actual husband when you get to heaven. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Really? And if you did, make sure to hit like. And subscribe. Hit that little bell so you get notifications for when we post new videos. And leave a comment. Tell us about some stuff that makes you go, really? In movies. Love you guys.